Hey, what's up, gamers? Hey, there it is. Hey, what's up, gamers? Welcome to another episode of Building Character, where we take, well, again, this week we're doing Dungeons & Dragons again because we like doing D&D. But we're taking D&D 5th edition and we're building a character, a villain, if you will. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So I need you guys to join me in making this amazing villain. And that's the one we're doing right there today. If you take a look at that miniature, you can see, yeah, he's kind of got this like woodsy thing going on. He also has an eye patch. So I think in what we were kind of talking about before the show is based on the villain group that we're putting together, this organization of a crazy circus-like traveling freak show that goes into different areas and then eventually starts to take and steal from the town. This is basically the hunter tracker, basically, for that organization, in that to find new animals and beasts to add to the show, he's the guy that goes out and identifies where they are, possibly tracks them down, hunts them and captures them, or at least locates where their lair is and brings the rest of the bad guys out to capture the beasts or the people. Hey, what's up, everybody? We got Josh and Keith and Craig. Everybody doing good? So this is the character we're making. I kind of was thinking maybe a little druid.
Oh, that would be cool.
Instead of, like, I can see maybe ranger or thief or a combination, but I'm thinking druid.
I like the idea of a druid.
Yeah.
Gone wrong.
Gone wrong, yeah. A bad druid. So what do you guys think? Should we just get to the stats? Because that is what we like to do. Oh, and also, we are giving away a prize today during the show, and that prize is this here combat tier. What it is, it's an acrylic system that allows you to simulate aerial combat, which is kind of cool. So the core system allows you to do elevation ranging from 10 foot to 50 foot, you know, where every 5 inch or every square is a 10 foot mark in the game. And it's basically compatible with Pathfinder, D&D, Warhammer, or any other RPG that requires miniatures. So yeah, we're going to give one of these away. And how you can win this is if you do hashtag aerial combat. Right there. That kind of Ariel, not Ariel, the Little Mermaid Ariel. So if you hashtag aerial combat, someone's going to win this, and it's going to be super cool. So
Craig was saying a ranger class or a monster hunting class.
Monster hunter class.
Hunter, sorry.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Rick, I do have to say that, like, aerial combat, Little Mermaid combat does sound pretty intriguing.
It does. I would like to see some merfolk fighting. That would be pretty cool. Let's see what the ranger has, because I feel like we've done ranger before recently. We did a beastmaster recently.
Yeah.
Which is the left-hand man to our guy.
Right.
So, and druids have...
also, Patrick says hello.
What's up, Patrick? What's up, everybody? Anybody going to play some D&D this weekend? I think you all should play some D&D this weekend. All right, so... the timeless body, beast shapes. I mean, there's lots of options here with the druid. Let's take a look at Xanthar's guide, see if there's anything druidic in there as well. That might be a good page 21. So the druid class in pretty much every book is going to have a little something we can go with. Circle of Dreams, Druid Circle, Circle of the Shepherd, Learning Beast Shapes.
Oh, Craig said he's playing from 5 till 11 tonight.
Nice. I think Craig plays D&D every day. I do. All right. All right, so gilding aspect.
Oh, Vaughn says Shepherd could be relevant.
Yeah, I think Shepherd is a good... the Circle of the Shepherd is kind of cool. Druids of the Circle of the Shepherd commune with the spirits of nature, especially the spirits of beasts and the Fae, and call to those spirits for aid. These druids recognize that all living things play a role in the natural world. I'm kind of wondering, though, is how this could be a villainous shepherd, you know? It says, members of this circle become adventurers to oppose forces that threaten their charges or to seek knowledge and power that will help them safeguard their charges better. Yeah, so I'm kind of wondering is like what is going to be the better way to make this character evil. So if you guys have any insight on that. Playing via Roll29 tomorrow, okay. Rift Stalker? Was that the archetype? Where is that located? If you guys know where the Rift Stalker is, I'd like to look at that as well.
Also, Craig said he plays only on Fridays, which
Uh-huh.
makes sense because we always build character on Fridays.
That's
so it always
true.
feel like he's playing.
That is true. All right, so let's roll the stats real quick for this cat, and then we'll move into...
It's a cat druid?
Could be. That could be its shape that it prefers. Shape change into a cat.
With an eye patch?
With an eye patch, yes. A one-eyed cat.
Yes.
All right, so we got a 17 in our first roll. Uh-oh. This guy's already beating out everybody else we've rolled for.
Yes, basically.
All right.
Except, no, I think Gregory, he had charisma that was
Yeah,
17
yeah,
once
yeah.
we added.
Yeah, he got good stats.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. 15. Seems that the balance of nature is in this character's favor. Oh, and the Shepherd Druid, ever seen the new... Yeah, I seen the new Jumanji movie. Oh, yeah. The villain that had, like, the snake and the bugs.
Oh, the bugs that went in his skin.
Yeah.
Oh, bleh. That was gross, but great. That would be a good... Nickname is Lucky. Talking about the cat that we're doing.
All right, I need one more die. That doesn't work. That one ain't working. All right, there you go. 13. Very cool. All right. I'm gonna grab that one back here. So we've got a 17, a 15, and a 13 so far. Oh, we'll get rid of that. So 16.
That's not bad.
Yeah, this guy's rocking it.
Hello, Nick. He's like, I'm only a little late. Welcome.
Well, we were waiting for the party to actually get started.
Yes.
And now that you're here, we can turn up the tunes. And 16. Dang. Yeah, this guy's getting some wicked stats. And our last one.
Oh, Steve says good evening from the UK.
All right. Johnny was just in the UK.
He was.
And then 13. Wow, that's not bad.
Oh, Vaughn says all druids work best with others, so this guy needs some minions to buff out as well.
Okay.
As some of the summons he might do,
I agree.
which makes sense.
Steve Turner from the UK. Patrick's like, I need to check those dice. It's the same dice I've used to roll up the other guys' stats, so they just finally did some actual good
These
rolls.
ones were lucky. Once we said druid, it was like, what?
Yeah, the dice got happy for
I feel
that.
like this person could almost be a separate
Like he just
evil
gets hired out?
character. Yeah, like separate from Gregory. Because weren't you saying he's one of his henchmen? Or no?
Yeah, I was saying like what he is he's the one that would track down the mythical beasts or freak creatures,
Oh.
identify where their lair was, and then call back to Gregory and the guards to come and capture it. Or if he felt like he could do it himself, he'd do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that could work. Also, Max says, good morning from New Zealand.
Nice.
Hello.
New Zealand. I like it down there. I got to get out there one time just to go on the Lord of the Rings tour.
Oh, my friend has been. She was like, she was like teary when she went because she loves it so much.
Nice.
Me too. I mean, whatever. Also, Vaughn says if he's more of a loner, then Ranger would fit better.
Craig also says Matthew Mercer's Blood Hunter class would work too. Yeah, those are all good options. But we need to put these stats somewhere before we get to all of that. So it is kind of a toss between, I think, between Ranger and Druid. So let's go with, where do we want to put these stats? We got so our high stat is a 17. Where do we want to put that 17? What? Max says he lives like 20 minutes from Hobbiton. Max, I'm couch surfing at your house. That is so cool. All right, so where we're putting that 17, everybody? I'm kind of feeling wisdom.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. And then, like, he's got 2 16s, which could be strength and dex, 15 con, and then 13s everywhere else. Oh, yeah. Max says a druid with a 17 wisdom, but if we go with a ranger, put the in dexterity. Both true statements. So I guess we do need to make that decision on...
Yeah, Vaughn says what race?
Oh, well, looking at him, he could be a half-elf or a human, based on his appearance there. He kind of reminds me of Dondarrion from Game of Thrones. I mentioned it yesterday when I was painting this guy. Dondarrion is the leader of the Brotherhood in the Game of Thrones series. He loses an eye, gets chopped in half.
He does.
So he could be, like I said, he could be half-elf or human.
Patrick was saying wisdom.
Okay.
I'd make con higher, says Craig.
Okay. Max says, considering the backstory, monster hunter as a ranger. I agree. I think we really are falling into the ranger category for this guy more so than druid. So we'll go 17 dexterity, 16 wisdom, 16 constitution, 15 strength, 13 intelligence, and 13 charisma.
And the stat priority should be dex, then wisdom, then con.
Yep, and that's what we did.
We are recommending.
I like it.
By our friends.
What's up, Josh? Josh Alexander, a.k.a. Aquadad, a.k.a. Bearded Cosplay. Is that what it is? I can't remember what his new tag is. All right, so we know he's a human. We know he is now going to be a ranger with a monster hunter background. And I want to say, I think that is in Xanthar's.
Intelligence has more relevant skills. Sort of, says Max, excuse me. Vaughn says with a floating +1 in the dex, it makes it 18.
Mm-hmm. Because I'll be able to boost a stat because of this the racial stat increase. So I can boost him to an 18. Which, if we look at that...
I like how he's all in green. He wants to be Robin Hood.
He does want to be Robin Hood.
He's evil Robin Hood.
Yeah, evil bad. So, because we'll go with the variant human traits, he'll get 2 different ability scores of your choice increased by 1. And then he'll get a proficiency in 1 skill of our choice and then 1 feat of our choice. So on that, we can give him a 14. So at first level, he would start off with a 14 intelligence and an 18 dexterity with those 2-point stat increases.
By the way, it's Bearded Axe cosplay.
Bearded Axe. I knew it was something new there, Aquadad. He does a pretty good Justice League Aquaman cosplay.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, there we go. So we also need a name for this guy, our monster hunter ranger.
Craig says backstory is bounty hunter.
Ooh, was a bounty hunter or is a bounty hunter?
Is bounty hunter.
Okay.
+20 beard.
+20 beard. All right.
You're saying a name? We need a name?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Well, there's monster slayer
Okay.
or hunter there's just a hunter class archetype or monster slayer archetype for this guy. But yes, we do need a name for him as well. Could go with old One Eye. One Eye Jack.
I feel like this guy should have a lisp.
Really?
Yeah.
Kind of like, what was that character? I just watched it, The Kingsman, the first one with Samuel L. Jackson. And he's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I never understand what people are saying.
What's his name? Valentine?
What's
Yeah.
that?
Valentine?
Valentine, yeah. His character.
Nick says Drekkon. And then Patrick says my name ranger was named Panama Jack.
Nice. All right, so yeah, it's Monster Slayer. That's what he is.
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan Eye.
No.
No.
Morthus Lucky Everwood.
Morthus Lucky Everwood. I like the idea of him
His
his nickname being Lucky.
Yeah.
Because it's obvious that he's had some bad luck with getting his eye snatched out.
Yeah.
He's got some depth perception issues. Or he actually...
But his dex is still really good.
Well, what could be really funny is, let's say he isn't missing an eye.
He just keeps...
He keeps it covered.
Because he does the dark night thing, like the pirates. The night fighting.
Pirates of Darkwater.
No, like the night fighting. That's why they said they wore the...
Oh.
It isn't actually a thing.
Yeah,
but like
it
if
is.
you... that's like apparently one of the reasons.
Yeah.
Then they could flip it over and night fight.
Yeah.
Because your eye was already adjusted.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. Or, with that, he could also have where he, maybe he has a glass eye.
Ooh.
But it's like a gem of true seeing.
I was going to say it's magic.
Yeah.
Magical.
Yeah.
Cool. This guy still needs a good name, though. Besides his nickname.
How does he fire a bow with no depth perception? See, that's just it. Like, when I shoot a bow, I'm trying to think. When I shoot a bow, I do have both my eyes open. But I have my dominant eye as my left eye when I shoot guns, which is weird because I'm right-handed. So, he has depth perception. We're going to give him depth perception. Or the eye patch itself could have a gem of true seeing in it.
There you go.
And he looks through the eye patch and just makes people think he's missing an eye, but he really isn't. But a gem of true seeing is like super powerful. But let's go to background. We were thinking bounty hunter. Was that what we were thinking?
Yeah.
And I want to say I feel like that was in here.
Also, Josh says Jack Burton could be an option for the name.
Jack Burton. It could be an option. Jack Burton, a.k.a. Lucky, a.k.a. Pork Chop Express, a.k.a. Big Trouble in Little
He rolls
China.
his glass eye into their room to see around first.
That's kind of a
That's
cool
awesome.
idea.
Or like a cave that has a magical creature in it.
Yeah. I like it. Now we're looking for backgrounds for the Ranger. I was wondering if there were any new backgrounds in...
Christopher says you can still have a lot of depth perception even with one eye. It just takes a lot of practice.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. He has eye depth.
Yeah, most people shoot, like when you shoot a gun, you close an eye at longer ranges.
Oh.
You know. All right, so we'll go with a bounty hunter background.
Background in Sword Coast Adventures Guide,
Aha!
I think.
There we have it, Sword Coast Adventures Guide. We'll look it up. Yep.
Thank you, Vaughn.
Well, there is City Watch, Clan Crafter, Cloister Scholar, Courtier, Faction Agent, Far Traveler, Inheritor, Mercenary Veteran, Urban, there it is, Urban Bounty Hunter. 153. Good call. Man, it's almost at the back of the book. Urban Bounty Hunter.
Joshua says, Blinken was a good name in Men in Tights.
Blinken. Good call, Vaughn. Hey, Natasha's with us. Max.
I agree with Max's comment.
About the urban, but maybe he started off there. I mean, it is his background.
Okay, yeah, that's true. That
Yeah.
could work. Gregory found him in a city. Makes sense because he goes from place to place.
Right. Found him in the city. The guy does have a skill set and has now adjusted his skill set to be more of a,
Okay.
wilderness event.
He could have even lost his eye on one of his first
outings, yeah.
outings to try and find a magical beast.
Yeah. It says here, before you became an adventurer, your life was already full of conflict and excitement because you made a living tracking down people for pay. And he still does that. But he also does it for monsters. Unlike some people who collect bounties, though, you aren't a savage who follows quarry into and through the wilderness. Sometimes you're involved in a lucrative trade in the place where you live that routinely tests your skills. Yeah, I mean, he does it in the city. He does it in the wilderness. He's a bounty hunter of many trades and stuff. So he also gets a lot of cool bonuses and stuff too. Skill proficiency, choose two from among deception, insight, persuasion, and stealth, which are good. And then tool proficiency, choose two from among types of gaming set, musical instrument, or thieves' tools. I think you'd have thieves' tools, just for breaking and entering purposes, and a gaming set. And I feel like he would have deception and stealth.
Also, Vaughn says backgrounds are totally tweakable and so you don't have to follow them exactly, which is I think works for this character.
Yeah. Also, just so you guys know, we are doing a giveaway today during the show. So if you hashtag aerial combat, someone is going to win the combat tier system here. It's an acrylic system that you can use when you're playing with your miniatures to represent flight and aerial combat. It is clear acrylic with like these little stands that have the 1-inch squares on it, so you can represent flight and height for aerial combat. And the core set gives you representation for from 10 foot to 50 foot. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I want to send it to one of y'all. So hashtag aerial combat. Get that thing out there. And so after that, we kind of have to come up with, their personality and, what is it?
Oliver is a good name.
Oliver?
Yep. Recommended by Josh.
Oliver, Lucky. Yeah, the last name, yeah, I'll go with Oliver. Oliver's not bad. Lucky.
Everwood? Lucky Everwood?
Everwood was good. What was that other one? Right in the beginning. It was like Drekkon.
Drekkon?
Drekkon.
Drekkon.
Yeah,
Drekkon.
Oliver Drekkon,
Okay.
a.k.a. Lucky.
I like that.
Yeah. So we got like 3 people got a piece of that name pie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of using really tall and slender glasses.
He's saying he could use the aerial
Yeah,
combat.
I like that. Very cool. Yeah, like I said, we want to make sure that all of you who've been very supportive and watching us and join us every Friday have an opportunity to win something as well. We also have another contest that I'm going to be posting up. That'll be like a week-long contest, and the winner of that is going to get a copy of Betrayal at Baldur's Gate.
Do you want me to get the...
Yeah, it's right there. I'll show you guys that too. We're going to put a picture up and it'll be one of those share that. So someone's going to get a copy of Betrayal at Baldur's Gate by Avalon Hill, which is a very cool game. It's much like Betrayal at House on the Hill. What's that?
Do you want to do the other one?
No.
Okay.
Nah. And then, so this is good. We're going to put a post up about this, and then it'll be one of those like share, like, comment things. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, for everybody watching, the combat tier system is what we want to give you guys.
So then you can trick out your table.
Trick it out. I like it. So again, if you put down hashtag aerial combat, we'll pick someone and they'll win the combat tier system. But we need to come up with our personality traits. Yeah. For this guy.
Josh says very Green Arrow-ish. With the meme.
He does kind of a Green Arrow look to him, doesn't he?
Yeah, as I said, he's like a Robin Hood.
Yeah, a dirty, scroungy Robin Hood.
Yeah, you don't actually want to be friends with.
No, nobody likes this guy. He's actually quite awkward. And you wanted to give him a lisp.
I did, but maybe he doesn't need one.
I think, you know...
Maybe he just has like a weird quirk where he just laughs really loud. Like that's what, like it adds to his awkwardness. Like
that
he
would be
doesn't know
funny.
it's funny.
That would be pretty funny. I'm just looking real quick, everybody, about some of these potential backgrounds. See if there's anything in here that we can use on the Sword Coast book. No, they don't really have anything in here for this character. Use the table for the criminal background in the player's handbook as the basis for your bounty hunter's traits and motivations. Okay, we'll do that. But just like Vaughn said, we don't have to stick solely to what's in here. But let's see what old Oliver is all about.
Yeah, he hog snorts when he laughs. That's
Oh.
what Chris says. Yes.
That's actually pretty funny. I actually think we will put that. Hog
like-
snort laugh.
Yes.
I like it. All right.
Oh, maybe we could blend bounty hunter, criminal, and outlander traits,
Oh yeah.
etc.
That-
Because Max did mention outlander, like fitting.
Yeah,
this
Outlander does
character
fit.
a little bit better.
Well, yeah, that's a good idea. All right, so because the origin of an Outlander number 6 on that list is bounty hunter, so that works very well. And then the criminal ones has like blackmailer, burglar, enforcer, fence, highway robber, hired killer, pickpocket, and smuggler. So I kind of feel like, yeah, the Outlander side of the bounty hunter works for that. But let's look now at personality traits. We can look at both tables. And I think what we'll do is, because it's a D8 for either chart,
You'll roll.
we'll roll and see which one fits what better. Yeah, I need a D8 out of there, please. Oh, no, here, I'll just take this. Yeah. Da-da-da. All right. And I'll use it. They're green dice, so they'll work perfectly. With a little bit of smudge on them. All right, so in the criminal personality trait, if we rolled and we got a 4, right there, a 4, I would rather make a new friend than a new enemy. Or, on the Outlander, a 1, I'm driven by a wanderlust that led me away from my home. But a number 4 on the other chart was, I have a lesson for every situation drawn from observing nature. I kind of like that. Like, he's that guy, you know, that's like, not like a one-upper, but for every situation, he has an experience that he's had with that situation, and he likes to talk about it.
Okay.
You know, it's like, oh, yeah, one time I was in a situation very similar to that, and this is what I had to do to get out of it.
Yeah, Max says the last one.
Yeah?
He agrees.
Okay.
I think that works.
That could also be like one of his things that people are just like, they don't want to talk around him because they're going to be like, Oliver's going to say something about having been in that same situation. It's kind of funny. drawn from observing nature. So that kind of makes me think that when he's giving these life lessons, it's always like, oh yeah, I once saw this bear that was trapped in a cave once, just like you guys are now. Whew, how did he escape? Oh yeah, he did this thing. And he goes on these long rants that this animal in nature, this creature in nature, had the same experience. Maybe not so much himself, but he's seen it. Robs from the rich, gives to the poor, supports the peasant class. Well, this guy doesn't do any of that because he's a bad guy. So his second personality trait is that 4 again. It's the deadly 4. 4 again. They really want us to go with that 4. I always have a plan for what to do when things go wrong. I kind of feel like he would have that. He would have that backup plan. I watch over my friends as if they were a litter of newborn pups. I place no stock in wealthy or well-mannered folk. Money and manners won't save you from a hungry owl bear. I'm always picking things up, absently fiddling with them, and sometimes accidentally breaking them. I feel far more comfortable around animals than people. I was, in fact, raised by wolves. It would be kind of funny if he was raised by a shambling mound, which would be really awkward, like a Swamp Thing where you're your foster parent. The best way to get me to do something is to tell me I can't do it. That's a good one. I like the idea of that he always has a plan for what to do when things go wrong.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like that plan is run.
Yeah. Or lose an eye.
Right. All right, so he always has a plan for when things go wrong.
Transforms into animals, druid stuff. Also, Michael says, yeah, it's the Navy guy. How was your stream with your kids? I was told it was your best show yet. Mike from ED Games.
Hey, it was fun. Thanks for watching yesterday. It was a lot of fun. My son wanted to steal the show, so I think he kind of did. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad I had the opportunity to do that. So on to our next piece is our ideal for this character. We have, I kind of want to go with what's chaotic or evil. So chains are meant to be broken, as are those who would forge them. So he doesn't like, but he's actually quite the opposite. I think for this guy, he would be more like chains are meant to be forged and harness those that, because he's, almost the exact opposite of that. Greed, I will do whatever it takes to become wealthy. I don't think he's so much about that life as he is maybe just the idea of I've captured these creatures for this guy, for my employer, and he kind of gets a fame aspect out of that. Like he wants to be a famous monster hunter.
Okay.
Or monster slayer / hunter. But I like the whole idea of like, instead of freedom, his whole thing is capture.
That's all about dark.
Yeah, he's a dark person.
Oliver. Yeah, chaining stuff up and reusing them. Like, that's Oliver. He's so dark.
Oliver is dark.
That's why he has to wear bright colors.
Right. So on the other side of that, too, is life is like the seasons. It constantly change, and we must change with it. And then, of course, the might, the strongest are meant to rule.
Chris says he belongs to the Left Eye Gang and is the only one to scoop his eye out.
Gross. Everybody else is like, we didn't mean it. You're dark, Oliver.
Yeah, exactly. And then he, snorts. It's great.
It was a joke.
Was it? Do you see me laughing? As
he, takes everything a little too seriously because he's all about chaining.
Chris says he belongs to the Left Eye group. I like that. Patrick with the light, he's kind of a Boba Fettish. Blend of might and glory from Outlander could work. Yeah, he's all about, I like might. And I think glory is actually, but instead of glory in battle, it's glory in deed.
Nick says, does he drop his eye into drinks when people ask him to watch their drinks?
Ugh. His glass eye?
He definitely does that.
Yes. Gross.
Sorry, you were talking about Outlander.
No, that's
The
funny.
might and glory. I think that works.
I think glory, but instead of it being glory in battle, it's glory indeed of capturing. That's where he gets his glory.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yep.
Like he wants to be the one known for capturing this creature that nobody's ever captured and put into captivity, like a Tarask.
Right.
My purpose is to enslave human life and to ensure the protection of Mother Nature. Yeah. Indeed of capturing the uncapturable. All right. His bonds. Trying to pay off an old debt I owe to a generous benefactor. My ill-gotten gains go to support my family. I don't think
No.
Oliver's a family guy.
No.
Something important was taken from me, and I aim to steal it back. Maybe his eye.
Yeah.
I will become the greatest thief that ever lived.
Okay. That could
Sort
work.
of.
Yeah.
I'd say instead of thief, he'll become the greatest
Hunter.
hunter.
Joshua says give him Thor's eye for a backup.
Nice. So his bond, and this is actually really good and goes with what we've already kind of themed him with. If you've ever read the old Spider-Man comics with Kraven the Hunter, I'm kind of getting that feel for this guy. Johnny, are you familiar with Kraven?
Yeah.
This guy's kind of got a Kraven the Hunter thing going on.
Yeah, I can totally see that.
Yeah. I'm going to put that down, a.k.a. Kraven.
But lucky Craven.
But lucky Kraven. Kraven went mad and,
Oh.
in the comics.
Dang.
It's not a spoiler. It happened in the 80s. So, the other part of that bond thing I like, too, is trying to pay off an old debt that he owes to a generous benefactor. And I kind of feel like maybe if we go with the whole idea that he actually did lose his eye, that maybe he removed his eye to get this item, but that comes from the benefactor, and he has to pay off, and he has a bond to that benefactor to pay off giving him this, I don't know what we're going to call it. It's not so much an eye of true seeing, but it's kind of like...
Eye of enchantment.
Yes, yeah, an enchanted glass eye.
Somehow magical.
Yeah, we have to give it a name that is... I don't know. Because I like the idea of rolling it into a room.
Yeah.
And he can visualize.
And he could pop it out.
Yeah, and use it, like, look around corners.
Eye of seeing, eye of sight, out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. A glass eye of... if you guys have an idea for a name, because we got to give him something with this eye that allows him to utilize it in a very dark... And again, it was a very dark situation. He pops it out, his real eye, just to be able to get this magical item. It's disgusting.
What's his lucky number? The eye of the tiger?
The eye of the tiger. Idea for the eye, give me a second to write it down. Max is working on it.
Good.
Hey, Keith, have a good afternoon. Outlander flaw number 6. Don't expect me to save those who can't save themselves. It is nature's way that the strong thrive and the weak perish. I agree. Other...
Vindictive visage of viewing.
Oh, that's actually not a bad name. The vindictive visage of viewing, meaning that he had to hurt himself to get a connection to it.
What was the number 6 that you just read?
On Outlander, it basically says, don't expect him to save those who can't save themselves, as it is nature's way for that the strong thrive and the weak perish.
Also, Craig says, look at the arcane eye spell.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of feel like it is has an arcane eye, but I like the vindictive part of that. Like he had to bond it through pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll write that down. The vindictive glass eye.
Oh, okay. So in Nordic myths, Odin has to sacrifice his eye to gain
The fight.
the fight of wisdom.
Yeah.
Loki sacrificed his eye to gain Arcfey, or devil, to gain the ability. in this case, a magic eye would be able to track his query, something like that.
Yeah. Very similar.
The all-seeing eye, yeah.
That is Odin's all-seeing eye. Yeah.
To an arc face. Oh, okay, yeah. I like that idea.
I can't see the rest of. Oh, there it is.
It's not necessarily his boss, but it could be like a fae.
Yeah, like the hand of Vecna, eye of Vecna type situation. Yeah, kind of cool. I like that. But I like the Vindictive Glass Arcane Eye. But yeah, in order to bond with this magical item, he had to pop his own eye out, replace it. He had to basically bond with it. Mm-hmm. You know, as they do now with magical items, you have to kind of attune yourself to it, and he had to do it through rite of pain. Yes, I like it.
That's a really good idea.
One more time, we're going to talk about the contest. Today, if you do the hashtag in the chat here and put down hashtag aerial combat, somebody is going to win this cool combat tier system, which is compatible with Pathfinder, Dungeons & Dragons, Warhammer, and any RPG game that uses miniatures to show flight and aerial combat in your game. So, yeah, just hashtag aerial combat. Someone's going to get picked to win this amazing cool toy or add-in or supplement for gaming.
And when you get it, you have to take a picture of your minis flying.
That's right. You have to show your minis flying using it when you get it. That'll be cool. And so we got our bonds, we got our flaw. I like because the Outlander flaw was a good one for this guy. The you know, he won't help the weak because the weak were meant to perish.
Yeah.
And that's actually really good for this character. Like, he's super dark. Like
He really is.
Yeah.
Gregory was a lot lighter.
Yeah, well, Gregory has to have that. Well, I think Gregory's super dark too.
Well,
in
yeah,
his
that's
own way.
true.
But his outward persona is very like colorful and hello, welcome. This is me. I have all these things. Who's the wealthy family? Oh, I'm going to buddy up to them. And then it's like steal all their stuff.
Yeah. Vaughn says you guys would adore Earth Dawn. It's full of items that need the user's blood sacrifice to bond them.
Ooh, yeah, I remember Earth Dawn.
Yeah.
That was a good system.
So what do we have? What else do we need to add?
Well, we have that one item. That's usually what we do there with our character builds. We have all their stats. We pretty much know what we're going to give him for his... well, his alignment is evil. Neutral evil. This guy's dark. But I think the only other thing is, let's take a look at him again, at our guy here. He has the eye patch. We gave him a glass eye underneath it that allows him to see stuff, but he doesn't really need the eye patch because even if he takes it off, you still see that other eye. But you know, he's got that really cool looking knife. I kind of feel like that knife needs to have some sort of
He
magical.
also has like a canteen on the other side.
Oh, he
Wait till
does
he
it.
comes around. That
You're
could
right.
meaning like that's another option.
Yeah.
That we could choose.
Yeah, like he could have a canteen of of pure water, where it never is empty. Kind of like if you watched what was it, Thor Ragnarok, and Thor sitting there with Doctor Strange in the beginning, and he's bouncing him through room to room, but he has that mug and he drinks ale.
Oh yeah, it like
and then
never
when he sets
spills.
it down, it goes, fills back up.
No, yeah.
Yeah, we call it an ever full canteen.
Yeah, no, that would work.
Max is wondering if he could paint up a character villain and send it to us. Yeah, if you guys want to send us if you guys have a miniature that you would like to send us, and we do a building character around that miniature, yeah, that's a lot of fun. We'd absolutely do that. Just DM us.
We did it with Canon.
Yeah, we did it with
and that was
Cannons.
really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cannon painted a miniature for us. He's Battlezone Comics out in Vegas. He gave me a miniature at Gamma this year, and we used that for building character. And he was a prior farmer whose family got wiped out later in life. Like he's an old man basically, but now he's become a barbarian, and he's on like first or second level, but he's like in his 30s or 40s.
Yeah. I think we said he was older than that.
Yeah, he was an older guy.
Joshua asks, since he would be the leader of some sort, a bard skill would benefit him and his evil party. Like, should he have a bard skill?
No. I mean, I get where Josh is going with that, but this is actually not the leader.
Right.
The leader, here, I'll show you guys who the leader is. I've got him right here. I'm going to move this real quick. Oh, no. Got to get rid of that. Gamer fluid. That's our leader, who is a bard.
He is, yeah.
That guy right there is our leader. Gregory.
Vaughn says favored enemy, favored terrain, and then you're done for first level major choices.
Ooh, favored enemy. Oh. Well, hold on. So this guy in the red and purple there is also a ranger whose favorite enemy is humans.
Yeah.
So this particular ranger's favorite enemy should be not humans, but it could be because he was a bounty hunter. Do we want to just go with humanoids? Or I kind of feel like his needs to be a little bit more exotic.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Give us ideas.
Give us ideas what the favorite enemy Oliver should have. Former bounty hunter, now monster slayer. Oh, man.
Yeah, he hunts beasts.
Yeah. So it has to be something exotic in the beast format. I kind of feel like bullets would be even. So a bullet is like a land shark. I think that would be kind of a neat one. Ooh, a fairy hunter. Favored enemy, the Fae. Just the Fae. Anything that falls under that category is his. Ooh, so druids, dryads.
Oh, yeah, Chris says the Fae as well.
Yep.
Joshua says a dagger dipped in exotic monster blood could give it a special effect. I like that.
Favorite, yeah. The Fae.
The Fae, dang.
Damn. Yep, that's dark. Because those, the Fae are going to be those, positive energy. Yeah, that's scary. This guy's not nice at all. Or monstrosities. That's true. He could also be a hunter of monstrosities, which would be interesting, like golems and Frankenstein monster-esques type things. But I like Fae. The Fae's just dark. It's the only light left in the world, and he wants to snuff it out. Fae is pretty cool. And then what was the other thing?
His favored terrain?
Favored terrain? Well, it would have been urban landscape when he was a bounty hunter, but he has since shifted to, I would want to say, forest, because that's where a lot of Fae would be forest.
Chris says a cold iron dagger.
Ooh, that is a good one. Is forest his favorite color, food, and movie? This is going to be a great first date. Oh, my gosh. That is hilarious.
Favorite terrain, grass. I agree with that. His favorite color is green. Obviously.
Yes. I do like the idea of a cold iron dagger because that's...
Someone else had said it should be dipped in poison. I thought that was good.
And then I like the idea of his canteen being like an ever full canteen and only water.
Oh, yep. Where did he get that? I don't know. Whatever. He just found it.
Yeah, I mean, that would be something.
His favorite game is Eye of the Beholder.
Eye of the Beholder. Feat and skills choices. Yeah, that's the other. We almost never really get to the feats and skills. because we only get to have an hour to do this. It's like, I got to flesh all these characters out with all the rest of that stuff. And I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to actually scan or put these down and then have everybody else kind of like
Fill them out.
fill them out. Yeah. Josh says he likes the Irish landscape and rocky highlands.
All about it.
All about it. He said he likes it. Those are the best. All right. So, one last time before we're going to have to pick a winner here. If you are watching this, and I hope that it's a lot of you, that someone's going to win the combat tier system. Real quick, if you haven't done it yet, hashtag aerial combat, and we're going to announce the winner here in just a minute. If Leona could go ahead and tally it up, how many we've got.
On live?
Yeah, we're going to do this live right now.
Oh, Patrick says his favorite number was 2, and now it's 1. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, these guys are. That's one of the things I like about when we do these videos with you guys live. Your guys' sense of humor is amazing, and the fact that you guys all have a different level of interest in D&D, be it like, everywhere, what book, what everything in regards to the characters, and then some of you are just amazing when it comes to that whole background story building, character, creation. It's a wonderful thing, and thanks for joining us and being a part of us, our community when we do that. So how many we got in there, Leona?
I can't see it all because I have it on live notifications.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So it only shows me stuff that's been in the past. I'm sorry.
That's okay. What we'll do is right after this, we'll check all of the chat and we'll post it up who the winner is.
Yeah.
I think that'll be easier.
Sorry.
Once the video's done. You're right. It is difficult because I can't see them all either. It's like I can't see everybody.
Because I don't want to miss out on the people who did it.
Right.
First.
Absolutely. So on that note, I think Oliver Drekkon, aka Lucky, our bounty hunter ranger, who's a monster slayer, who has some amazing stats. And the thing is, we only made him as a level 1.
Dang.
I kind of feel like he may have been a little bit higher level. What do you guys think? So when we flesh this guy out for his total package, maybe he's a little bit higher level. What do you guys think? Should he have been maybe 4th? Because I think the
I think
other
level
ranger,
1 still works though.
level 1 is good.
Because he's not the leader.
Jesus says D&D is a happy-go-lucky game until everything falls apart, and then it's murder hobos. Yeah. So Bryce, the brutal, who was the one with the pole
What
arm,
level is his boss?
8th,
8th. Okay.
and Bryce is 6th.
He could be 4 or 3. Yeah, Patrick says at least 4.
Maybe a 2nd level, says Chris. How about this? I'll roll a d4.
There you
Whatever
go.
comes up, that's the level this character will be. I kind of want 4 too, because then he gets another stat bonus.
Okay.
All right, here we go. The answer is 2, which is
nice.
fine. He's a 2nd level bounty hunter.
Oh, yeah. Max is 4. Vaughn says if you take him up to 3, you get the cool path stuff.
Oh, he has to be. Yeah, he has to be level 3. No, he has to be level 3.
So screw the dice.
Screw the dice. The reason he has to be level 3 is because he can't be a monster slayer until level 3. So he has to at least be level 3. Yep. Take him up to at least 3. Yeah.
There we go.
Good call. Again, the chat is it. All right. So level 3, he has the Vindictive Glass Arcane Eye, which gives him the ability to look around corners, roll it into rooms to kind of get an advanced look on what's going on. He had to do basically a blood sacrifice of his real eye to bond with this. He has a cold iron dagger, the ever-full canteen of potable water. He has some sort of lesson for every situation drawn from observing nature, which is kind of a funny thing. Always has a plan for when things go wrong. Usually it's just run. But he even has a plan for when Gregory Alexander Stefano Horatio Sitwell, our bard leader, whenever he finally falls, I think Oliver has a plan of getting out of that situation too. He's all about capture, and his glory is in the deed of capturing the uncapturable. He wants to become the greatest hunter, kind of like Craven the Hunter, and he believes that the weak should perish, that he shouldn't have to save the weak because nature is strong survive, weak should perish.
And he snorts when he laughs.
And he has a hog snort laugh. His favorite enemy is the Fae, favorite landscape is
Dang.
forest, and he carries around thieves' tools and a gaming set of dice. So that's like the basic parts of the character there. We have to give him his skills and feats and stuff, but we got the idea on old Oliver Drekkon.
Patrick was wondering, do we put these stats online to look at?
We haven't so much. I think you did it a couple times with a miniature and image, just kind of showing the basics. But we haven't so much. We're working on a project, actually. I don't want to disclose it totally for you guys right yet, but you're going to see all these characters that we've done in some format in the future. So, yeah, that's going to happen. So, on that note, ladies and gentlemen that have joined us today, we appreciate you. We hope that you go to your friendly local game store and pick up some D&D stuff, be it miniatures like the ones that we have here from WizKids that we've used, part of their Noel Zers and Deep Cuts lines. And also, one last time, make sure you do the hashtag aerial combat to be entered to win the combat tier acrylic system for representing aerial and flight combat in your miniature gaming. I'm Rick. This has been Building Character, and I'll see you at the game store. Hey guys, we're super excited to share that our new book, The Overstreet Guide to Collecting Tabletop Games, is now available.
We love tabletop gaming as much as you do, and we're so thrilled to share the finished book with the community. This book covers the history of the tabletop industry, from classic board games like Monopoly to collectible card games like Magic, and of course, RPGs like Dungeons and Dragons.
The book also highlights some of the top talent in the industry, featuring interviews with Peter Atkinson, Matthew Mercer, Larry Elmore, and many more. Plus, we chatted with collectors from all walks of life who shared their own knowledge and insight about tabletop collecting.
We also discuss everything from the impact of crowdfunding on the current state of the industry, as well as take a look at all sorts of ways to preserve your collection for years to come. This book provides a perfect snapshot of the tabletop industry at large and shows what makes this hobby so great.
You can head into your local game store or comic shop right now and pick up your copy of the Overstreet Guide to Collecting Tabletop Games. If they don't have it in stock, you can order your copy through Previews, through Game Trade Magazine, or through gemstonepub.com.